So if you think about Bitcoin, Bitcoin just does one thing. It is the money layer, right? It's money. It's starting off as money, 21 million cap supply. Everything else about Bitcoin is optimized for just that use case, right? Why is Bitcoin decentralized? Because for a network to have global adoption, a normal user should be able to run a full node and verify that the balance in my account actually is what it is, right? Like everything else in Bitcoin is optimized for that one use case that we are just trying to define a money supply and have it distributed. If you look at Ethereum, that's not the case. They are not picking any one thing. If you look at Celestia is focusing on just DA. Bitcoin is actually not a data availability layer. Some people are using it as a data availability layer, but I think it's a horrible, in some ways, data availability layer in terms of how expensive it would be or how slow it would be and so on. Yes, there are certain benefits you can have, like you can store hashes on it and verify that data, but it's not designed as a DA. Celestia is designed as a DA, and it's the only thing that it does. So I think the issue with this argument that I see is that Ethereum is actually not picking a lane at all, right? There's the ultrasound money thing going on where it's changing its monetary supply to be money. Well, to be money, you first have to be stable and durable, right? Like at the rate that Ethereum actually changes, it's very hard for people to store their assets there and believe that Ethereum is going to look the same 5 years from now or 10 years from now or 20 years from now. But Bitcoin is very clear. Bitcoin is pretty much going to look like it is because it optimizes for durability. Same for DA. It's not optimizing for being a DA layer. Ethereum is likely going to get rid of a lot of the state that it has. It already has probably, right? Like the stuff that was written in Ethereum 5 years ago when it was like a proof of work network. I'm not exactly sure how to retrieve it, like what type of archival nodes I need to run and so on. So I think that's what I mean by Ethereum is not picking a lane, and it's also not simple at the base layer, right? So it would make sense if Ethereum, let's say, stopped being a DA layer, stopped being like full smart contract platform, and just optimized for, hey, I'm going to have the best support for L2s. That's the only thing we're going to do. That's a very different Ethereum. That means there isn't Aave or MakerDAO running on Ethereum L1 because that's needless complexity. You only have the operations to support L2s, right? Like that's not Ethereum. So I think that's where I think the analogy sort of breaks down, and I think I actually think that's a bigger problem that Ethereum needs to figure out than anything else, because it's not picking a lane. It's not focusing on because when developers go to Solana, at least things are simple and clear that, hey, it's just a single chain, it's fast and it's cheap. Yes, you can criticize it, that it's not going to scale or it's very expensive to run nodes and so on, but at least it's clear what lane are they picking and what bet they're making.